Hello and a warm welcome to the AI with Arun Show. Every company today is either running a POC on AI or doing a project on AI. And two of the most important questions that's grappling every AI leader is one, how do I measure ROI on my AI investments? And two, how do I prioritize projects? That is the question that we're going to address in today's episode. Now, think about two companies, both staring at the incredible promise of AI. Company A dives in headfirst. They're excited, they spin up a dozen different AI projects, chasing the buzz without a clear plan. A year later, the budget is drained, the teams are frustrated, and there's almost nothing to show for it. Their ambitious AI program has become a cautionary tale in their quarterly reports. Now imagine Company B. They are just as ambitious, but they start with a different set of questions. They ask, which AI projects will deliver the most value to our business? How will we measure success? Are we ready for this transformation? They picked just a few projects, the right projects. A year later, they have automated a key process, saving thousands of hours, and launched a new AI powered feature that has their customers raving. They are not just succeeding, they are building the foundation for future growth. The difference between these two companies is not luck, it is strategy. And that is what we are going to talk about today. Well, the stakes in the world of AI have never been higher. Globally, we are on track to spend a staggering 632 billion on AI by the year 2028. It's a technological gold rush. But the sobering reality is that between 75 and 80% of AI projects fail to deliver the expected returns. Now, think about that. The vast majority of these massive investments is being wasted. A recent study showed that 92% of organizations that take a structured approach to AI see a positive result on their investments. But the core of the problem is that traditional ROI metrics simply fall short. They can't capture the unique, complex ways that AI creates value. Success is not about just spending money on AI, it's about investing it wisely with a clear plan to measure the outcome. Now, to invest wisely, we first need to change how we measure success. The standard ROI formula is too simple for AI. We need an enhanced formula that captures the full picture of what AI delivers. Now, here is it. If you pause the video and take a look at the formulas, this is a very comprehensive formula. So let's quickly break it down. On the value side, we look beyond simple gains. We look at revenue gains. Now, this is where new money is coming from AI driven products or features. Then comes cost savings. This is a straightforward formula or the value from automating tasks and streamlining operations. Then we look at productivity improvements. This is about enabling your teams to achieve more faster, freeing up your best people for higher value work. Then we have risk mitigation value. What is the value of avoiding a costly compliance fine, a safety incident, or a cyber attack? AI can help quantify this. And finally, strategic value, which is about positioning yourself to win in the future, enhancing your competitive advantage or your ability to innovate. Of course, we balance this against the total costs, not just the initial implementation, but the ongoing operational training, the maintenance cost as well. Now, this comprehensive approach is essential because, as research shows, AI's impact compounds over time in ways that simple metrics can't just track. So, how do we actually track these components? We use a multidimensional framework that covers three key areas. First is financial metrics, which are the bottom line numbers like net present value (NPV) and the payback period. Second, operational metrics, where we see some of the most dramatic gains. This is where you track things like a 30 to 50% increase in process efficiency, reductions in error rates, or faster project completion times. And third, strategic metrics. This is about measuring your enhanced ability to innovate and respond to market changes. Now, it's critical to understand that these returns don't happen overnight. AI investments follow a very predictable patterns called the J curve, which you can see in this graph. Now, in the first 12 to 18 months, your cash flow will likely be negative. This is the investment phase, where you're spending on development and the AI models are learning. But then something powerful happens. As you can see, you hit the break even point. After that, the cumulative benefits shown by the green line begin to accelerate dramatically, far outpacing the costs and driving exponential returns. Understanding this J curve is vital for setting realistic expectations with your leadership and your stakeholders. Now that we know how to measure success, how do we choose which projects to pursue? A structured prioritization framework is key. This is not about guesswork. It's a weighted scoring model based on what successful organizations do. Here are the most important criteria. Business value. 25% is the biggest factor. Does this project have the potential to make or save us significant money? Number two, strategic alignment. At 20% is the next one. Does this project align with our company's most important goals for the next 3 to 5 years? The third one is technical feasibility. At 15%, can we actually build this? Do we have the right technology and the skills? The fourth one is risk assessment, also at 15%. What are the technical, business, or even regulatory risks involved? As you can see, we also account for implementation complexity, the quality of your data, and your organization's overall readiness. Now, using a framework like these ensures that you're making a balanced, data driven decisions, not just chasing the latest trend. Now, this matrix is where the framework comes to life. It's simple but powerful tool that helps you visualize your potential AI projects and decide where to focus your efforts. We plot each project based on two simple factors: the business value on the vertical axis and the complexity on the horizontal axis. This divides your projects into four clear categories. In the top left, you have quick wins. Now, these are high in value but low in complexity. These are the projects you should tackle first. They build momentum, demonstrate the value of AI to the organization, and fund future investments. In the top right are your major projects. These are high value, high complexity initiatives that have the potential to be truly transformational. They require significant resources and careful planning, but the payoffs can be immense. At the bottom, we have the lower value projects. The ones you want to actively avoid are in the bottom right. The questionable projects that offer low value but are highly complex to implement. Now, this matrix gives you and your leadership team a simple visual way to have a strategic conversation about your AI portfolio. But even with the best prioritization, projects can fail. The research is very clear on why this happens. It's not usually the technology that fails. Success or failure often comes down to a few human and organizational factors. In fact, these top three factors alone account for 65% of projects' likelihood of success. One, clear business objectives. This has the biggest impact. 95% of successful AI projects had well defined business goals, compared to only 35% of failed ones. You must know exactly what business problem you're trying to solve. Two, executive sponsorship. 88% of successful projects had a strong executive sponsor. You need a leader who can champion the project, secure resources, and remove organizational roadblocks. And three, data quality and availability. This is the foundation of everything. 92% of successful projects had the high quality data they needed. Your AI is only as good as the data it learns from. If you get these three things right, and you have dramatically shifted the odds in your favor. Now let's look at the organizational maturity assessment. It's crucial to be realistic about your organization's current capabilities. Your AI maturity level has a direct and predictable impact on the ROI you can expect. If you look at the radar chart, it shows the key dimensions of AI maturity, from data management to governance to your team's skills. To make this concrete, let's look at the difference between a beginner and an expert organization. A level one or initial organization is just starting out. They should expect a modest ROI, typically between 0 and 10%, with a long payback period of 24 months or more. In stark contrast, a level 5 or optimized organization has deep capabilities across the board. They consistently achieve ROIs of over 100%, and they get their money back in as little as 6 to 12 months. The key takeaway here is that you cannot just focus on technology. To climb this maturity curve and unlock high returns, you must build your capabilities in all of these areas simultaneously. So, how do we manage these complex projects and grow our maturity at the same time? The best practice is to use a stage gate methodology. Instead of a single go no go decision, you create a series of checkpoints to reduce risk. It works like this. Gate 1, opportunity assessment. First, you validate the idea. You build the initial business case and calculate a preliminary ROI. If it looks promising, you proceed. Gate 2, detailed planning. Here, you dig into the technical feasibility and map out the resources you will need. Gate 3, pilot validation. This is a critical step. You build a proof of concept or a small scale pilot. This proves the technology works in your environment and allows you to refine your ROI projections with real world data. The fourth gate, full implementation. Only after the pilot is successful do you commit the resources for a full scale rollout where you will continuously monitor its performance. This gated approach provides clear decision points, ensuring that you only invest further in projects that have proven their value at each stage, which significantly reduces the rate of failure. Now, let's bring all together into three key strategic recommendations that you can act on. First, establish robust governance. This is your foundation. Create clear policies on how AI will be developed and deployed. Align your work with energizing emerging standards like the NIST AI risk management framework to ensure that you're building AI that is fair, reliable, and trustworthy. Two, build your capabilities systematically. Remember the maturity model. You can't just hire a few data scientists and call it a day. You must invest concurrently in your data infrastructure, your technical skills, your business integration, and create a culture that is ready to embrace AI. And third, adopt a portfolio approach. Don't pull all your eggs into one basket. Deliberately balance your investments. Pursue those quick wins to build momentum and demonstrate value early on. Use those success to earn the trust and funding for the larger major projects that will deliver long-term transformation. So by following this disciplined strategic approach, we can navigate the complexities of AI and unlock its immense potential, ensuring we become truly successful. With that, we come to the end of the show. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and let us know what you think in the comments below.